When your clothes start looking like this, it's time to update, don't you think? Hey everybody, this is Emily Josephine, and a few months ago I published a video entitled I Have a Capsule Wardrobe and Didn't Know It, and I'm pointing to the link. If you haven't checked that out, you might want to check that out first before you watch this one, just so you can compare. But a few weeks after I published that video, I realized that some things had to seriously change. Yeah, I had just pretty much let myself go in the wardrobe department. So I'm going to explain what I'm changing and why as I go. I am going to show you the cold weather wardrobe, the old cold weather wardrobe, and then the new cold weather wardrobe. And then we'll move on to the old warm weather wardrobe and the new one. So here we go. We're starting off with the cold weather clothing. And most people would call it the winter wardrobe, but you know, it can be cold in the fall and cold in the spring, so I call it the cold weather wardrobe. I have been wearing this granny sweater since I was teaching. I mean, I used it for I don't know how many years that I used it as a teacher, like maybe most of my career, and I have not been in the classroom, listen to this, for almost 12 years. Hello, 11 maybe. Yeah, probably more like 11 years. Yeah, no, 10, 11 years. I'm going to say 11 years, 10 or 11 years. Yeah, first of all, it was getting a little worn. Second of all, it looks like it's been chewed on by rats at the end of the sleeves. Maybe it has, I'm not sure. I've had a lot of pet rats, you know, especially when I was single. Anyway, yeah, and it just looks frumpy. It, like I said, it looks like, you know, no offense to those of you who are grandmothers and you are stylish dressers. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? When I say a grandma sweater, frumpy and look, blah, gray. You're going to see more gray and dull as my cold weather wardrobe, my old cold weather wardrobe goes on. So this sweater goes bye-bye, I'm done. This is one of two organic cotton fleece. It's unisex. Never, ladies, never ever buy unisex clothes. I was thinking this was like a base layer because the website that I bought it from, you know, it was organic cotton fleece and it was warm, and I thought it was going to be base layer. No, it's like a sweatshirt, and it's ugly. It's always had kind of floppy sleeves, and it's white or a little bit off-white and stained. I mean, even when I had a washing machine back in the suburbs and I was, you know, using it, I still couldn't get some of the stains out. One of the ones I already gave when we were decluttering, but I am done with this frumpy, ugly sweatshirt. Bye-bye. Okay, next, the hoodie. My black hoodie, it looked pretty good when I first got it. And by the way, if you see that, you know, it's kind of dirty, it needs to be laundered. But I actually pulled it out of the laundry bag to do this video. But there, besides the fact that it is going bye-bye, and I'm going to make a comment right now, for you young people, for those of you under the age of 35, you might not know that back in my day, back in the 1970s and before that, maybe even in the 1980s, I don't know, they used to weave fabric, especially cotton, so that it would last forever. I mean, mothers could have their children, older children, pass on their clothes to the younger children, and then they could sell it at a garage sale because 15 years later, the clothing was still in good shape. No, not anymore. How about this when Benjamin was a toddler? So yeah, it's kind of old. It's maybe 7 or 8 years old, but in the 1970s, you know, this wouldn't be happening after 7 years of wearing. And it's not like I've ever worn it all the time. I haven't. So, the other thing I don't like about it is I can't pull up the sleeves. I do my laundry by hand, for those of you who don't know, and that's going to be a big deal in a minute. And I can't pull up the sleeves, so when I'm chilly, you know, on a winter day, I'm cold in the house, I have to take this off and be cold in order to do my laundry. I don't like, and it's same for like doing dishes, I don't like not being able to pull up my sleeves. I'm gonna hang on to this just for a just in case, but it's not gonna, it's gonna be boxed up. It's not gonna be part of my regular wardrobe. You saw this in the introduction. Yeah. This shirt has been to a church service too many times. It's gotten really holy. Ha ha ha. That was so funny. You forgot to laugh. All right. So you can also see it's kind of, the colors are kind of faded. I had this shirt for a while. I can't blame the planned obsolescence of fabric on this. I have had this shirt for quite a while. I don't think I've had it as long as that gray sweater, but you can see up in the collar. Yeah, it's kind of coming apart. So yeah, and the other armpit, and I've already mended these armpits, by the way. I've already tried to sew them together. They come apart anyway. You can't even mend fabric anymore. There's no use because it just rips off, you know, after a little bit. So this is definitely going bye-bye. It's gonna be a rag bag. All right. So I bought actually 3 of these, and I hardly ever wore 2 of them, so they're going to the Goodwill. But this used to be a cowl neck shirt. I cut off the cowl neck as a really long, it's like a super long turtleneck, so you can pull it over your head and use as a hood. All right, but like I said, when we moved here, I started laundering by hand, and that thing was a royal pain. It was all that extra fabric. And this is organic cotton, and organic cotton is supposed to last longer than regular, but look how worn it is. I bought this probably, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe. It hasn't lasted nearly as long as I think it should. It's kind of tight in the chest, even though I'm very small chested. It just always felt tight to me, like it clung a little bit too much. And it wasn't very warm. It's just kind of a regular, it's like a kind of almost like a t-shirt. It's like, well, what's the point? You know, it's not, I mean, it's just wasn't really warm, and so it's getting worn. It's not really warm. When I wear winter, you know, cold weather clothes, I want to be warm, you know. So yeah, this one, going. I don't have much left, do I? Look at, I've gotten rid of, no, I'm replacing, don't worry. What about this one? This one, this pink turtleneck I've had for a while. It's still in good condition. The thing I don't like about it is another thing I do not like about cotton shirts is they collect the sweat. Even if it's a cold winter day, I don't feel like I'm sweating. The armpits start to stink after just a couple of days, which is annoying because I'm the kind of person that doesn't launder and until something either looks dirty or starts to stink. You know, like, you know, I'll wear a shirt for maybe 4 days if I can, but with these, it gets stinky. But however, it's still in really good shape. It's a nice bright color, and so this is a keeper. It needs to be laundered too. It's going to go in the laundry bag, but this I am keeping, this turtleneck. All right, organic cotton fleece sweatpants. Again, unisex, the same place I got that white sweatshirt. First of all, they didn't have petite, and so I've had to walk around with a safety pin, you know, I tried hemming it by hand, it didn't hold, so I just safety pinned up the cuff, so that looks silly. And this one, look at, it's ripping. And so this is it. It's really not working. It doesn't stay on the. It's like goes up there on my skin or my shirt or whatever, and it's uncomfortable. Now I'm going to talk about these are organic cotton fleece, and so are these skirts. I'm going to get to in a minute. A major pain to launder by hand because it's like washing a bath towel. The thing, that material absorbs tons of water, so it's a royal pain to wash by hand, and it's not nearly as warm as your 50/50 cotton poly, your normal sweatpants that you buy at any department store. I'm getting rid of this one because I'm not going to deal with this anymore. Bye-bye. This other one I'm going to keep for, like, if other things are in the wash and I want something warm, or maybe I just want something that doesn't have to be super warm. Whatever. I'm going to hang on to this and have it in the closet, but I'm not going to wear it very often. All right, now to the skirts. Again, wearing, even though they're organic cotton, this one's really worn down. I wore this one more first, but I haven't had it that long. It was organic cotton fleece, and the fleece inside is like getting worn. The other problem with these skirts, the 2 other problems, First of all, the elastic didn't last very long. It maybe lasted a couple years, and then I had to start using a safety pin, which looks kind of dorky. You know, it was like a fold at the side. They weren't as warm as I needed them to be, and once we moved here, they were ridiculous for a homesteading lifestyle. When you're outside doing stuff, you know, and you're passing by weeds that can just kind of grab onto the fabric and threaten to rip, not the best. So, not very warm, and I like to wear skirts, but if nothing else, the lost elasticity here would make me toss them out. So these are gone too. Bye-bye skirts. All right, this is what I'm left with. A pair of sweatpants and a turtleneck. Well, but I've done some shopping online in the meantime. Let me show you what I got. All right, as you can see, I have a few more things on the bed, don't I? Let's start with the sweaters again. Look at this. Is this a bright color or is this a bright color? Now, I'm going to tell you right now that the new stuff I just put out represent two different websites. One's Patagonia and one is swap.com. Swap.com, if you don't know, is an online consignment store. It's awesome. You can actually find, if you're not too picky, you can actually create a wardrobe at like Goodwill prices. You know, so even though they call it online consignment, it's almost like online thrift sometimes. But so I spent money on Patagonia, I saved money on Swap, kind of evens on. But the other thing about Patagonia, and I'm not getting paid to recommend them, and I'll talk more about them later, but Patagonia clothing lasts a long, long time. They create high quality clothing. Also, and nothing I bought from Patagonia has cotton in it. It's all synthetic. I'm done with cotton. I'll just talk more about that in a future video. But anyway, so a zip-up sweater. It is, oh my gosh, you should feel it. It's like Angora. If you've ever felt Angora or rabbit fur, it is so soft. It's wonderful. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. It's too bad I'm going to have a turtleneck in between my skin and this softness, but it's so lovely to touch. This I got from swap.com, and I didn't realize it was 3/4 sleeves when I bought it. So I got irritated and I put it in the Goodwill box, but then it matches the skirt perfectly. You'll see the skirt in a minute. Well, not perfectly, but good enough. And I also figured out, you know what? This is good for an in-between day when it's really too warm in the house for something like this, but it's too cool to just have short sleeves. So, you know, I can put this over one of my t-shirts and be more comfortable, and it's a really cute little cardigan. See, here we go. I mean, I think it was like $5, people. And I mean, it doesn't look worn or anything. All right, this also came from online consignment. This actually came with a skirt you're going to see in a minute. It's a blazer. It's a little bit too big for me. It's a size 8. Because the skirt, I'm right now, my waist is between a size 6 and a size 8. The rest of me is a size, you know, between 4 and 6, you know, small. My upper body is definitely still small, but I'm over 45 years old, and so I've developed that. I don't care what your diet's like. I don't care how active you are. When you turn 45 or so, I'm sorry, you start to develop a little thickness in the middle that's really annoying, especially if you're a woman that's had a baby, and you already have that little baby bump there. But, I mean, you can keep it under control with diet and exercise. But, all that said, I bought this as a set. I had to get a size 8 skirt because I was afraid a size 6 wouldn't fit. So the blazer's a little bit too big. I'd do a lot better with a size 6 blazer. However, who cares? I'm not wearing it. It looks like when I put it on, I look all professional, you know, like I'm going to work. But it's just a warm polyester blazer for, you know, being warm in the house on a cold winter's day. So there you go. Oh, another softy and very warm, very soft and very warm. This is not synthetic, and I would never buy this new. It's cashmere. Cashmere comes from goats, and most of the goats that are raised for cashmere, they are like sheared down totally. They're not, you know, not treated well at all. That's not how cashmere used to be sourced in a very gentle way, just, you know, like the really soft, you know, they just like basically clean out the really softest part of the fur, make the goat more comfortable. And now they like shear them naked. It's not nice. I would never buy this new. However, I didn't buy it new. I bought it from swap.com. It's very warm. In the winter, I want warm, and this is warm. All right, now I could probably wear this without a sweater because it is warm. I've tried it out. And here's the pink turtleneck again. Here's another online consignment. This is the skirt I was talking about that goes with the blazer. It was a set. Isn't it cute? And it goes halfway between my knees and, well, it goes more than halfway between my knees and ankles. It's nice and long. It's not quite warm enough for winter wear, which is why I have this cotton skirt, which I will wear underneath it like a slip, and it'll make it warmer. Eventually this will wear down. It's already wearing down, but eventually it'll wear down so it won't be warm anymore. And I'll just have to buy another skirt to go underneath this one. Or maybe I can find an acrylic skirt at some point. But right now that's what we got. You notice that, you know, any of the tops can go with this. You know, the cashmere. You know, anything goes with brown, right? The pink, obviously the brown, the pink over there. There we go. And this is new. This was another Patagonia purchase. This is actually a base layer. This is like thermal underwear, but I've read that you can wear it just as like regular pants, and it's very warm. It's micro. Is this micro fleece? I can't remember. That sweater over there is micro fleece. This I'm not sure, but it is very warm. So I'll be interested to try it this winter and see if they actually do feel warmer than these. And look at these. I mean, are these going to be a lot easier to launder than these, you think? Yeah, a lot less material, but still warm and high quality synthetic. Synthetic material is not evil, people. Okay, all right, so I'll get into that in a future video. That's my winter wardrobe. This, you know what, I don't know. Should I make this into 2 videos? I may make this into 2 videos. If I do decide to make it into 2 videos, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you for part 2, my spring wardrobe. And you'll notice also, I want to point out that I haven't added anything really. I may have added an extra sweater. But as far as tops and bottoms, you know, the number of items have stayed the same. So I'll catch you for part 2 of this series.